it's just, to me, it's just the thought of sleeping with a girl that is simultaneously sleeping with someone else is just gross. Like you're letting another guy come you, and then I'm going to fuck you. Like, to me, that is
who said they're coming in you? You're like, who said they're? See, I feel like
these girls be on birth control.
I feel like we're getting ahead of the game. We don't really know. That's where it kind of depends. It's like, well, who are you fucking? Who are you going on these dates? Because if you're going with these girls that are like, have a fucking 30-man roster, then it's like, yeah, they're probably, shit's getting wild. But it's like,
even unassuming women, very unassuming women, you'd be surprised. Bro, they be fucking, I'm telling you. Same with guys. You probably
be fucking too, so I don't know.
Hey, guys too. Guys too are fucking.
Everyone's fucking, apparently.
Everyone's fucking, but for me, I got an issue with it. First off, to me, it's just men throughout all of human history men value sexual purity in women. And when I say purity, that could certainly mean virginity, but I mean, that's not happening anymore. That's pretty rare. But men throughout all of human history have valued virginity, but in the 2022 days, we just don't want the town bicycle. We don't want hoes. We might hook up with a hoe. We might sleep with a hoe, but for a long-term relationship, nah.
What's a hoe?
A promiscuous woman.
So someone that has, because they're having sex while they're talking to you, or just someone that's fucking multiple, It's
a spectrum. There's a spectrum.
There's a spectrum of hoe-ness?
There's a hoe spectrum.
What's on the low end? Low end of
the
hoe. Please define.
I mean, it gets into a bit of body count, but I mean, I would say on the low end, it might not even have to be having sex with another guy while she's talking to you. But I would say, just for the simplicity of this conversation, if I'm going on a date with a girl and we're going to hook up maybe on the second or third date or whatever, if she's sleeping with another guy and continues to see him, I consider that a promiscuous woman. If she's sleeping with more than one person at a time, I consider that to be promiscuity. And by the way, I want to make something very clear. You're free to do whatever you want. You want to sleep with 10 guys? Do it. But I'm also free to not want to take you seriously in the long-term relationship because you're doing that. Just by the way, a woman is totally... I don't want to paint this like only guys can feel this way. A woman, maybe you guys know some very naive, innocent women, and they might have a preference of, I don't want to date the player. I want to date a guy who's maybe... The thing is, though, is I think women care a little bit less about the guy's body count. Most women care more. They want an experienced guy, whereas most guys are going to be like, give me an inexperienced girl. So, yeah.
Different strokes for different folks.
I'm like...
This might be shocking to
I don't know.
Because a lot of guys cannot be honest about these sorts of things because they're going to insecure, ego. It's going to be...
That one really hurt you.
Oh, deeply.
It's never impacted my dating life, how many guys I've had sex with. I don't even think my current boyfriend who I've been dating for 2 years has ever even asked me how many guys I've had sex with. Yeah. And I don't think he would care.
You don't think
Honest
he would care?
God, he
Your
wouldn't.
current boyfriend?
I know for a fact he wouldn't care.
So if you told him that you've slept with 100 men before him, you don't think he would care?
He'd be like, I've been fucking you for 2 years now, so I don't really care because you've only been with me for those 2 years. So... Okay. I mean, and I haven't.
You should ask him tonight.
Let me set the record straight. I definitely have not, but if I had, I don't think he would care. He's watching this, so.
Oh, what's up? Is he also an attorney?
No, he's not.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe he can let us know in the chat.
I doubt he's going to.
But anyway, so. Yeah, no. Okay, so, I mean, also there's just a few other reasons. It's just if they're promiscuous, there's a STD risk. It's just there's a whole bunch of reasons. Luke, sorry, I know you wanted to come in, so I'll let you come in then.
Yeah, I'm honestly gonna call. I like the whole paying for dating thing is kind of past, but God damn.
Sorry, I let the motorcycle go by.
Yeah, we love the motorcycles.
Vroom vroom.
No, I think.
So you wanted to come in on the.
No, I want to come in on the body count thing now.
Yeah.
I think it's a really difficult one because me personally, I find it really unattractive if a woman has a long extension history of just nonstop, of just hooking up with multiple guys. I think it shows that she can't commit to someone. She can't stay with someone. And same thing goes for a guy. I think it's different. I think there is a difference there. If guys like hook up with a bunch of women, then it makes them players. But if a girl hooks up with a bunch of guys, then she's a hoe. That's the societal standard. Yeah. But I think there's a point to it where it's like it's easier for a girl to get a man than it is for a man to get a girl. And that's very objective, because there are some women that, can struggle with getting a guy and vice versa. So I think it comes down to a respect thing for the people you're hooking up with, as well as the respect for yourself, where it's like, hey, why am I going and hooking up with, it might not be 20, but just for conversation's sake, let's say she's hooking up with 20 different dudes at a time. I think there's something really wrong, maybe mentally, but also just sexually, you're wanting to exchange energy with 20 other people that you barely know. Yeah.
Based Luke. Can we get some Luke X in the chat?
To be clear, I don't think we're saying anyone's fucking 20 dudes. I just think that there's for sure a double standard. And I think that if we're not serious, if we don't even know if we like each other, and if we're figuring out what we want out of it, and it we communicate that, I think everyone should be able to do whatever the fuck they want.
Wait, what's the double standard?
I think that kind of what he was saying, where it's men can fuck all these girls and be players, and women can do it and then they're hoes, and he says there's a point to it. But I think it ties into if we're talking about equality, right? And then we're talking about, well, with the paying, it gets a little hazy where we want men to pay. Well, then here it's a little bit hazy. It's now it's oh, that's super bad. You're a non-traditional woman and you're a hoe. And it's I think you can date and be casual without you don't necessarily need to fuck 20 guys. But I also think that if you do, then who fucking cares?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think, again, what I was saying on the fact that women have the opportunity, there's a saying, women will sleep with who they want, men will sleep with who they can. If you've ever heard that, I think there's a point to it, because like you were saying earlier, if again, I don't have Tinder, but I know how it works. If I see a girl that I want to start dating, it's not going to be on her personality chart, because you're not going to learn shit from a little bio. Yeah. It's going to be mainly off her looks, and then I'm hoping through the interaction with her that I'm gonna oh, she's actually a really cool individual. I want to get to know her more. But there is still that thought I want to hook up with this girl. Whereas for a girl, she'll just do it for attention, and again, it's I'm not taking away credit from the people who actually want a relationship or are just using it to hook up, but there are some women that use it just to get attention. They have no intention of going any further with a guy. And so I think there honestly should be a dating app where it allows you to, because Tinder and Bumble are both used heavily for just one night stand hookups, meeting someone without actually interacting with them in the real world. You're just seeing some pictures saying, hey, matched, let's hook up. I think there should be something that says, hey, I'm ready to get into a devoted relationship with someone. If you're the same, we should start talking. If you're just looking for a hookup, don't talk to me, because I know you're going to have, side options that you're going to be using, because again, you're not looking for something stable in that scenario. I'm not really looking for anything stable right now, so I can, it's a little ironic that I'm saying it, but I get that. It is a little ironic that I'm saying it.
Well, you're talking idealistically, right?
Yeah. And again, if I wanted to get into a really, really long-term relationship, I don't want to have the thought oh, this girl has, 2 other dudes that she's talking to, which is the case almost 100% of the time right now, especially for me coming out of high school. You guys said you were coming out of high school as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the age right now is so garnered to this hookup culture, and it's so easy with Snapchat and Tinder to just hit someone up, say, hey, I think you're hot or whatever, and get with someone.
do you want to come in on, or I'll
we can switch it up.
Or I can so you mentioned the double standard. What is it? Just explain. What were you referencing in terms of the double standard?
I don't remember at this point.
Oh, I
think it was that guys can hook up with people and considered a player.
Well, okay, so Luke made a good point. Just to end that thing. So I think that, I think you're totally right. But it's like, so right now you're not looking for anything. So you're probably like more casual than you normally would be. Yeah. So exactly. It kind of depends. It's like if you're getting serious with someone, then it's like, obviously it's like you don't want your significant other fucking 20 other people. Yeah. Okay. But it's like if you're casual, then do you really care?
I still think it is a thing because, as I said earlier, I think there is an energy like passing when you have sex with someone. It's not just like some platonic, like, I'm fucking her and then I'm done. Like there is some type of bond that you create when you have sex with someone. And so I think for, a guy to go hook up with a bunch of different girls that have hooked up with a bunch of different guys, it's kind of like, I guess, dirtying the water of your energy, if that makes sense. It kind of muddies your whole sexual and relationship like feel and attitude. It's more of a hookup.
Does anybody else on the panel want to come in on this discussion?
I want to comment on that one. I think it's called like energy transferring. Yeah. Like if someone's a shitty person and you fuck them, you're gonna get that shitty energy from them, and you're gonna manifest like a bad like life day. I don't know.
I don't think it's just a bad like day. I think it transfers over, and I don't want to say like, oh, everybody has their own energies and all this, and if you sleep with someone messed up, you're gonna pass that bad energy onto yourself, and then it's gonna go to the next person. But there should be some thought into who you're hooking up with.
No, I definitely agree on that. I just I'm not saying you can't hook up. I think it's completely fine. Do what you want to do. Everyone should be able to, but I think you should be a little bit selective of who you do choose to do that with.